Yesterday, the Minister of Finance, Ashni Singh, met with the Berbice Chamber of Commerce and Development Association at the Chamber's building. Details in this report from Jalissa Hines.
Yesterday, the Minister of Finance, Honorable Dr. Ashni Singh, met with the Berbice Chamber of Commerce and Development Association. Several matters were discussed at the meeting. President of the Berbice Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Ryan Alexander, during his presentation, noted that the Chamber is looking forward to being a partner in decision-making for Region 6.
We look forward continuously to be a partner at the table when it comes to decision-making for Region 6. We hope that the government will find it necessary to engage us, to come to Guyana, to actually go to Chamber and say, well, what is the business opportunities in your area? How can we partner? What is available? These type of things require financing. So we continuously ask the government of Guyana to engage the Regional Chamber of Commerce, and this is one of the pride that I'm going to receive as a member of the touring team of the private sector commission. I just came from Linden on Friday, and that's the biggest pride. The pride that the Chamber of Commerce, for some reason or the other, are being bypassed, and they're not being engaged in meaningful decision making within the domain in which they operate.
President Alexander also highlighted the need for improvements at the New Amsterdam Psychiatric Hospital.
Psychiatric Hospital being in Region 6 for creation. For us, we believe that Psychiatric Hospital at this point in time doesn't need to be moved from Region 6, but possibly relocated to an area more rural in Region 6. If not, we would like to see more funding being allocated to this institution so that we don't have people roaming the road and that the services of the institution is not effective and efficient to rehabilitating persons who go into that institution. Having said that, we have a little bit of social ills in the area. We have some issues of roads, we have some issues of flooding in the area. But those issues, I'm quite certain, could be resolved at the local level. But we greatly support any interest from central government, any participation and any financing to be aided so that these projects these type of activity could be resolved in the area.
He further noted,
as embarked on an industrial site within our domain. We've highlighted the Palmyra area, and the previous administration had sent the CEO of NISIL, a man by the name of Mr. London, who was committed to 550 acres. I don't know if it was a campaign promise or what. We haven't seen any documentation of that, but we are still interested in having that industrial site in collaboration with the Deepwater Harbor in the vicinity of the Deepwater Harbor. And we would have not heard anything major out of that other than we heard that it's being moved to Demerara. So we would like to know some more information on that as to what's going on with the investor out of Abu Dhabi, and if it's still being located in Region 6, and when can we look forward to seeing that project to be rolled out.
President Alexander then disclosed the Chamber's concerns about the Rose Hall Sugar Estate.
We have some concerns about the Rose Hall Estate. We are not too excited about the way forward at the Rose Hall Estate, and we believe that any activity that is being projected for the Rose Hall Estate, being it is in our domain, should be on the table to have that discussion, to move it forward. We are not resistant to outside investor, but we would be very happy to know if within our own we can invest to facilitate whatever development is there, or any business opportunity that is there.
After listening to the concerns and suggestions, Minister of Finance Honorable Ashni Singh delivered his reply.
But I think we should certainly think about how we can improve the facility, make it, ensure that those who are there are, enjoy some measure of dignity and are able to access good facilities and good treatment. So I think this is certainly something to reflect on. That point will be made about, making sure that it's secure and a dignified place that provides good quality psychiatric treatment for patients. We are observing relatively slow. I would personally like to see Belvedere fully populated. I would like to see Belvedere. The intention was for Belvedere to be a major center of business activity, industrial and business activity. That has not happened.
Further, he went on to note,
We agree fully with the need for centers of industrial activity to be developed. But it would be hard to justify that Belvedere site was built under the previous People's Progressive Party government. It remains to be fully occupied, and it would be very hard to justify construction of a new site or opening up of a new site when we have one that is not that is underutilized and not being taken up. You mentioned Rose Hall. The sugar industry is not without challenges. Given that so much of the sugar industry was effectively closed, it's a factory. These are sugar factories. Reopening a factory after being closed for a few years is not easy. But we're working on it.
Minister Singh then highlighted these details about deepwater harbors in Guyana.
Both at the mouth of the Demerara River and at the mouth of the Berbice River. And we see this happening not necessarily as public sector investment. And so we have committed to developing both Port Georgetown and Port Berbice at the mouth of the river, not necessarily as public sector port development. And we are actively engaged with private developers who are looking to develop the port facilities, including, like I said, counterparts, international counterparts, including, like I said, we met with Abu Dhabi Port when we were there, but additionally local companies who are interested.
Reporting for Channel 8 News, I am Jalissa Hines.